Hey everyone, so this video will be spoilers for the new Amazing Digital Circus episode. So if you haven't watched that episode yet and care about spoilers, then please scroll. But so before I started this episode, I had very high expectations because the trailer made it seem very interesting and made it look like a lot of stuff was gonna happen. And so I was looking forward to it. So I watched it earlier, and what the fuck was that? Okay, let me calm down. So I didn't hate the episode, but there's just a lot of stuff I really didn't like. Like the ending, I don't know. I never really got the impression that King was tricking them because it just seemed way too legit to be, and yeah, there were some moments that were leading up to it, but I never ever got that kind of impression. I just thought maybe it was leading up to a confrontation or something really bad happening, hence the whole abstraction thing, but neither of those things really happened, which the closest thing that really got to my high expectations was Jax's near abstraction and the whole trippy ass scene with it, but aside from that, I was very disappointed, and it kind of soured my mood afterwards. Kane seemed fairly distracted by his platonic date with Jax, and I thought his absence was just because he didn't actually have an adventure and had no idea that this Abel guy was getting the main characters and making them go behind his back, which I will admit that twist did come up with some interesting plot points and theories, but that's all really. I didn't get the feeling that Kane was intentionally tricking the main characters, except for that scene where Pomni was like jumping in front of the buttons and going, wait, we need to talk about this and vote on this, which that was the only time I ever got that feeling. And then yeah, and oh my fucking god, I am not a fan of how much they focus on Jax in this episode. Like, yeah, it was cool that he almost abstracted, that would mean he'd be gone, but he didn't because Pomni interrupted him, and I'm just not a fan of how much focus Jax gets. Like, I get that he's a main character and a very important character, but that doesn't mean... I just wish he wasn't, Especially with the whole backstory thing, it's just... Yeah, we do have the other characters' backstories, but none of them get as much focus as Jax does, because, like, Jax gets so many screen time dedicated to it, and Ragatha, one of the other main characters, just, she only gets to tell her backstory along with the other characters, and it just baffles me. We have episodes 5, 6, and 7 dedicated to building Jax's character, when the other characters only get 1 or 2, which is just, it's so weird, like, and I get Jax is Goose's favorite character, but that, it shouldn't really be impacting your story negatively, because Jax impacts the Amazing Digital Circus for me negatively, because he is such an unlikable character, and it also kind of screws over Pomni's character for me, because I have been and wanting to root for her, but ever since she made friends with Jax, I just kind of had a questionable opinion on her. Like, she's a great main character, and I love her story, but the fact she sees Jax actively hurting others and benefiting himself at others' expense, like, oh, he's afraid of making friends again, so he pushes others away, except this pushing away actively torments the other characters, and Pomni saw this, and she made friends with him anyways, which just makes her seem more fake than anything, because I guess she wants people to change, and I do get this show is about empathy, but there should be a time and place for empathy. But yeah, that's a bit of a side tangent. But yeah, none of the other characters get as much focus as Jax does, and it's really frustrating. Like, again, I get that Jax is an important character. I get that he's an antagonist. But at this point, we're starting to see more scenes with Jax and scenes with Pomni, the actual main character, and it's just... yeah. That whole thing aside, that's kind of my thoughts on episode 7 so far. If you want to, correct me on anything, go ahead. But yeah, didn't hate the episode. It was fine. It was fine. I didn't necessarily hate it. I just didn't like some parts of it, but yeah, it still soured my mood pretty badly. Well, Ruby's gonna be here tomorrow, so maybe they'll cheer me up. Bye, everyone.